Hello loves, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a channel message that I got while I was meditating with spirit. But before I start, for those wondering where I've been, because I know I've been a little bit MIA, I've been working on a really big and important project that is coming out next year, and you guys will find out about it soon. But I've been working on this project and I've been putting in a lot of energy and effort and channeling a lot into it, and so it's definitely taken me away a little bit as well. And it's about to be Capricorn season. You guys know it's my birthday season coming up as well, so it's been a little bit everywhere, but no worries. I am going to be posting regularly soon. You guys should start getting videos from me every single day moving into the rest of the year. But I just wanted you guys to know what has been going on top of the me working on the project that I'm working on. I've been also doing, because you guys know I did the 50% off sale for readings and stuff earlier, what was it, October, for Halloween. And y'all, I've been booked through basically December, and so it's been really really busy. So I apologize for not being able to post as regularly as I usually do. Not even on TikTok and stuff. It's been definitely, I've been a little neglectful, I'm not gonna lie, but it's just your girl's been kind of busy. But now that things are stabilizing a little bit, I'm a lot more, I'm caught up on readings. I still have sessions to go through for the rest of the month, but also I'm working on this project, and again, I'm getting stuff together. I just wanted to take a moment to just sit with spirit, and they wanted me to share this channel message with you guys, so that's what I'm going to do. And it's really interesting, because when I was sitting with spirit, the message was about not being neglectful when it comes to your protection, to not sit complacent on your protection. And I was like, whoa, that's a very interesting message to be given at this particular time, because when you think about it, and when I think about it, there's a level that you get to within your spiritual practice, and this happens, and I see it happening all of the time, where once you get into your flow and your routine, it's kind of like us as human beings, there's a moment and points in time where we go into autopilot, right? Where we just automatically kind of wake up, and we'll get into this kind of autopilot kind of format. And sometimes when we get into an autopilot routine, we tend to start neglecting things that we actively need to put a little bit more focus on. And because your spiritual practice requires you to actively pay attention to what it is that you're doing, it's not just, oh yeah, and then today, and I'm just gonna drink some tea and in order for it to be activated properly, for the spiritual parts to the component, you have to be mindful, you have to have the intention of the thing within those moments. And so when we get into this kind of autopilot routine, certain things start getting neglected. Okay. And when it comes to protection work is the one thing that you will notice you will get hit right away if you actively neglect it, or when you go autopilot and just assume that just because you lit a candle for your ancestors, that, oh, you're just protected automatically, or just because you got an altar for Archangel Michael and you haven't cleaned it, you haven't lit a candle, you haven't prayed in a while, that he's just automatically protecting you anyway, regardless of the fact. When in reality, your spiritual practice is a practice. You're supposed to continuously, practice the thing, right? And so the message that came through when I was sitting with spirit was, don't get too comfortable, especially with your protection, because that's the first thing, that's the one thing that the second you've been really neglecting your practice, not really okay, you know what, I really need to get back on my shits. The second is when something comes through, or something that could have been avoided hits you out of the blue. Your luck gets a little messy, all of a sudden you're like unlucky. All of a sudden certain roads are blocked to you. All of a sudden things that didn't need to happen to you all of a sudden are happening to you. You're like, oh my God, this is inconvenient, right? This is annoying. Or, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened to me, right? The thing about your spiritual practice, especially with protection work, obviously there's going to be certain challenges that us as human beings, we need to experience, right? And I say this all of the time, especially when it comes to working with your ancestors and working with spirit. Your spirits are not going to protect you from every single experience that you do need to experience, because there's certain things that you do need to experience, okay? But there's a lot that can be avoided by continuously practicing protection work intentionally, like actively staying on top of it intentionally. You can avoid so much harm to your spirit, to your home, to your like family, just by practicing protection work. And like literally stuff that does not need to be experienced can literally be avoided. There's so much that can be avoided just by continuously practicing protection work. But unfortunately, there are times where it's like, if you neglect your protection work and your protection practice, in certain aspects of your practice, you will start seeing those threads that are just like easily kind of broken because you're not consistently paying attention to it. You're not consistently mending it. You're not consistently putting the intention in. You will start seeing how all of a sudden, oh, this is going wrong. This is going wrong. This is going wrong. And it's not even like, oh, you got jinxed or hexed or anything. It's just that you done neglected your practice. You done like not been doing the work. You done went autopilot and forgot that you needed to take a moment back, bring it back and focus on it. Okay. And so the message, I don't know who it's for. I don't know who needs this reminder. I don't know who needed this little talky talk time. Okay. Who needed to sit down with, with me, but Spirit said, do not neglect your practice. Do not neglect your protection. Do not neglect your need for protection within your practice. I know it's crazy. I know it's busy. I know it's the holidays. I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. I know, I understand, but do not neglect your own protection practice. Do not neglect protecting your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, and your physical health in all aspects. That includes the food you're eating. That includes like, especially commitments that you had already made for yourself, intentions that you had already set for yourself. Make sure that you are actively practicing your protection. Do not neglect it, because if there are certain things that all of a sudden start going awry, it's because you're not giving enough of a fucks about you at this time in order for you to like be maintained correctly. So do not neglect your protection. Do not neglect like your need to be protected, especially from things that you don't need to experience. That is the channeled message. I hope that it makes sense. Okay. I hope that, whoever needed to get that message, got that message. Thank you guys for, coming through to the channel, for subscribing, for all of the love, for everything you guys do. Like, thank you guys for all of the support. I know we're like getting close to the quote unquote end of the year, even though it's not really the end of the year. It's just like the last, cardinal season, which is Capricorn season, before we head into like the last leg of the astrological year, because we all know Pisces season ends the astrological year. But thank you guys for all the love, all the support, and I cannot wait to share all of the things that are coming through. Cannot wait, and stay tuned for all of the videos, because I'm going to be posting more. But thank you guys for all of the love and support. I love you guys so much, and I will see y'all in the next video. Have a good night.